So section 31 says the admissions are not conclusive, but they can be used. They can operate as an estoppel. The expression estoppel you will find under the provisions of section 115, 116 of the Evidence Act. Please check लीजिए आप. This is the right time to use this estoppel examination. Yeah. Chapter 8. Milan आपको section 115. Found it? Are
No,
you been
sir.
able to? Yeah. Section 115. When one person has, by his declaration, act or omission, intentionally caused or permitted another person to believe that a thing to be true and to act upon such a belief, neither he nor his representative shall be allowed in any suit proceeding between him and such person or his representative to deny the truth of such thing. When you are giving a representation of one thing to other person, and your representation, he believing it to be true, act upon the same. When he has acted, derived some advantage or disadvantage, you cannot be permitted to withdraw that. Now let us see the illustration, then illustration. A intentionally and falsely lead to B to believe that certain land belonging to A and thereby induces B to buy and pay for it. So A makes a representation. This is the property which I am the owner. I am entitled to ownership. I can sell it. So he enters into an agreement with you. He takes some earnest money. Maybe he will say the price of the land is about, say, 1 crore. So 10 lakh you pay me. We'll enter into an agreement of sale. And after maybe 6 months, we will execute the conveyance. Then at the time, he did not have a proper title. Please note that here. Maybe there was a will in his favor from his grandfather, his father. The will does not give a complete title. Or maybe a dispute in the court of law. His other brothers have challenged the will. समझे ना आप? So merely on the basis of a will and without disclosing the fact that there are litigation, he makes a representation to you that you buy the property, I am the owner. At the moment, I am unable to transfer it immediately. There is some family problem, I will do it up. So he believes your representation, you are the owner. Then the land afterwards become the property of A, and he seeks to set aside the sale on the ground that at the time of the sale, he had no title. He must not be allowed to prove his want of title. So now A realizes, at the time when I made the representation and took money from him, it's a small amount. Because he was in need of money. He was in need of money. The value of the property, he quoted him 1 crore. With the passage of time, 2 साल के बाद property का value बढ़ गया. It is now become 3 lakh, 3 crore, 5 crores. And in fact, he has won the court battle. And he has been granted probate by the probate court, Bombay High Court, and he is entitled to ownership. अभी यहाँ की इसकी नीयत खराब हो गई. So because he is getting better proposal from other people, so he will tell me, sorry, I had told you to buy the land and you gave me money, earnest money. At that time, I was not the owner. So he files a suit for declaration under the Specific Relief Act that this honorable court be pleased to cancel the agreement under section 34 of the Specific Relief Act. What is the statement he makes before the court? Somebody is trying to get. What is the averment he makes the plain? At the time when the agreement was sale was executed, between the plaintiff and defendant, he was not the owner. And hence, by no stretch of imagination or by necessary implication, I had any title. And the sale is therefore void. And this honorable court be pleased to accordingly set aside the sale. He will file written statement. He became the owner. So he will not be permitted to withdraw the statement because he became the owner. So whatever the admissions he had made earlier are binding upon him. Samjhan aap? He is hit by the doctrine of estoppel. He will not be permitted to withdraw it. Like the case of a cheating, why you take under section 415 APC? A accused person makes a false representation knowing them to be false and be acting upon them the said representation, which he did not knew them to be false. And thereby he parts money, he gets cheated. So that is the penal code under section 1415. So under the civil law, this is the explanation under 115. A person who has made a representation of his ownership and sells the land to A under a defective title and takes money and subsequently the title is rectified, he cannot withdraw the admission. Got it clear? समझ गए ना ये बात?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now next आ जाइए 116. It applies to landlord and tenant, licensee, licensor. 116 आ जाइए. Estoppel of tenant and licensee of person in possession. No tenant of immovable property or a person claiming though such tenant shall during the continuance of tenancy be permitted to deny that the landlord of such tenant had at the beginning of the tenancy a title to such immovable property, and no person who came upon the immovable property by the license of the person in possession thereof shall be permitted to deny that such a person had a title of such possession at the time when license was granted. So this section has two limbs. It is applicable to landlord and tenant and licensee and licensor. So maybe a landlord, a person, the owner of a property which he doesn't have complete title, isn't it? Yeah, maybe a slumlord. In the city of Bombay, you will find a lot of slumlords, isn't it? So in the city of Bombay, there is also dual relationship too between land and the structure. There is somebody owner of the main land, municipal corporation as the head lessor, municipal corporation giving it to A as a lessee, then lessee gives it to a lessee, sublessee with permission to put up the structure and create tenancies. So यहाँ पे too much घोटाला, isn't it? In such matter.
Sir, quick question, sir. So why would the tenant deny the existence of a landlord? So that is.
I will tell you why such matters are come up before the court. So when a slumlord or a owner of a structure, he may not be the owner of land, he files a suit for eviction on the ground that he has not paid rent or sublet the premises. So the tenant is misguided by his lawyers. He gives him the fact, to teach him a lesson that you are not the owner. You don't have the title. So at the time of the taking possession, you never questioned this title. You never examined it. Now when it comes to eviction, you are questioning the title. समझे ना आप? That the court says that it is not permissible. Once you have come into possession on account of the representation of a person, he is the landlord, and you accepted him, you have been paying rent. Subsequently, you cannot deny the title unless there is a fraud committed. When there is a fraud committed, everything vitiates. Suppose the owner of a property may be your grandfather. He died leaving behind 15, 20 years. One of the heir under defective title in possession, or maybe a rent collector, create tenancy, holding that I am the tenant, I am the landlord of the property. So I took a tenancy When I have not paid the rent after 6 months, 7 months, a suit is filed, I cannot take up the plea, you are not my landlord. So at the time of the entry into possession, I accept your status. So when it comes to not paying rent, resisting possession in the court of law, I cannot take a contradictory stand. That is a estoppel against me. So my conduct shows that earlier, by paying rent and possession, I deemed to have accepted this status of a person as a landlord. It is not open in the court later on to come and take a somersault and say in retaliation, when it comes to pass, when a decree is about to be passed, you are not my landlord. So same is the case of a licensor or licensee, which relationships are created both under the rent control legislation and also under the Easement Act, Section 52, say like a 60, 61 पढ़े आपने. A licensee is a person has no legal right title interest. He is a permissive occupant. He has got a privilege. So when you have created a license of your premises, maybe suppose you are in Churchgate area, you may be owner of living in a housing society, prestigious. Some student come to you that we would like to stay as your licensee for a couple of years while prosecuting your studies. You charge them reasonable amount and kept them as a licensee. Then the licensee discover everything about you. You are not the true owner of the property. Your grandfather, father, who are in America, London. So when they are not paid your license fee, you go to the court of small causes court under section 41 of the Presidential Small Cause Code, go for eviction. The licensee takes up the plea, Ari, you are not my licensor. That is not permissible. Having accepted earlier this status as a licensor, there is an agreement of leave and license. There is an agreement of paying as drafted. Paying as agreement is nothing but licensee because you have come with permissive occupant. So you are not permitted to, having taken advantage of the premises and the position of the person, having known that status earlier, it is not permissible. That is why law may say you cannot approbate and reprobate. You cannot take somersault. When you come to law court, when you argue, when you read judgment, you come to know a person who takes up, ulti palti marne wale bolte, you cannot approbate and probate. You cannot lead evidence which is contrary and contradictory. So similarly, having accepted the person position as a licensor or a tenant as a landlord earlier and paid him consideration, and subsequently when litigation take place, when he demands more rent, you cannot take up the plea that you are not my landlord, you are not my licensor. So you are not permitted to withdraw your admission. So having paid the amount, you are admitting. So there is a doctrine of estoppel operates against you. समझे ना आप? तो ये गवर्नमेंट के मैटर को लगता है, mean the government of India or government of Maharashtra giving concession to people. You set up factories, we will give you bonanza and taxation. 15 साल 20 साल के लिए टैक्स माफ हो जाएगा. रिमोट कंट्रोल एरियाज में जाके सेटअप कीजिए फैक्ट्रीज को, फार्मर्स को एंगेज कीजिए आप. So you set up factory on the representation of a government. Then for a couple of years they don't charge you. Then third year you receive notice from the government of India and the government of Maharashtra. You pay taxes, license. So you can take up the plea. You have made a promise earlier. On the basis of your representation, we set up the factory. For 15 years, you will not charge us. There is a tax holiday. Now you cannot withdraw that is called doctrine of promissory estoppel. Such a matter came up before the Supreme Court in Motilal Mills case. Not किया पर check करें, मिलेगा आपको बाद में. It is not necessary at the moment to go into it. बाद में check
Sir,
करो.
a quick question.
जी बोलिए.
Sir, if landlord has given some representation that he is a real owner or he has a good title, and then uh, uh, the same example you have given, then he takes a somersault. His tenant takes a somersault that you are not my landlord and I will not pay you. Then is this fit in the principle of estoppel?
Yes, there is estoppel against the tenant. Because having paid the money, having come into possession on the basis of accepting his ownership, has a landlordship, it is not open for you to tomorrow deny it. But you can deny it, you can challenge title when when you are a person having right title interest, you can file a civil suit. But as a licensee, a tenant, it is not your property. You have limited right only with regard to possession. So long as you pay the rent or compensation, you are tenant or landlord. How you are concerned with the ownership of the property? That is none of the business of the tenant or licensee to inquire into go into the detail. You cannot pry into his privacy of his estate of the family. समझे
That
ना?
means, that means a person who has not a good title gives his property for rent,
Yes.
and
But
there is nothing wrong in it.
who can challenge it? Only a person having a superior right.
Yes.
A true owner can challenge it, but not a tenant and the licensee who is at his sufferance.
Okay.
You have come at his behest, you have come at his sufferance, and you
Yes.
accepted it. You maybe he's a slum lord in Bombay. बहुत सारे
Hmm.
स्लम लॉर्ड हैं, स्लम के ऊपर खड़ा कर दिए, स्लम स्ट्रक्चर खड़ा कर दिए, वो बोलेंगे हम टैक्सेस पे गवर्नमेंट को पे कर रहे हैं, हमको पुलिस को भी हमको हफ्ता देना पड़ता है. A lot of slums में they are collecting Brandoni, and such things are happening in everywhere. If a person is even a Imla Malik, you know that Imla Malik means structure owner. And structure owner has a right to kind of let out and recover money. In the city of Bombay, most of the land belong to the either BPT or to the BMC. आप देर लीज चेक करो, जितने भी मलबार हिल में, कोलाबा में, चर्चगेट में जितने भी लैंड हैं, they are not freehold, they are leasehold land. क्या है?
Leasehold.
Leasehold. BPT is the owner of the many of the land. So the BPT is giving a lease to private owners, private
BPT
companies.
is, sir?
So
Bombay Port Trust.
Bombay Port Trust, BPT का मतलब.
Okay,
And
okay.
the Municipal Corporation Greater Bombay, they are the owners. They give the open land. They give it to lessees for 100 years, 99 years on nominal rent, with a permission that you can create tenancies and you can put up structure in conformity with the provisions of the Maharashtra Regional Town Planning Act and other legislation, BMC Act. So these private entities, they create, like they put up structures and they give in rent. So the tenant cannot take up the plea. You are not the owner. The BPT is the owner. I will pay rent to BPT and BMC and not to the lessee. समझे ना आप?
Okay.
That is one of the scenario. So even a subtenant who has been created, subtenant cannot say I will directly deal with the lessee and landlord and I will not give it to you. I will give it to municipal corporation. I will give it to BPT, Bombay Public Trust. So your privity of contract with the landlord. So you are a subtenant. Subtenant cannot jump over and go to the mainland head landlord directly. So there is a hierarchy set up in the institution. So there is a doctrine of having accepted the position of your landlord, of your licensor, and come into possession, and having paid the money at initial stage for 1 year, 2 years, you cannot be permitted to take somersault and take a contradictory stand. I don't know who you are. आप समझे ना? So that will be, that is called an estoppel against your conduct. So earlier paying rent is an admission on your part. Admission of the status as a owner. First month, 2 months, 3 months pay kiya. That is admission. Payment of money is the admission of the status, and withholding the money is a non-admission. That will come as a estoppel under 115, 116 of the Evidence Act. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
अभी आ जाओ, 31 हो गया, 32 आ जाइए. आज 32 खत्म करके वाइंड अप करेंगे. 32 has got 8. It's an interesting section and it's a lengthy section. I will explain to you. Of course, most of it we had explained earlier while dealing with may presume, shall presume, other thing. 32 आ जाइए. When statement by persons who cannot be called as witness. So you learned under section 59, 60, 61, the persons has to come and give evidence before the court of law. There's a direct evidence, isn't it? There is a documentary evidence. There is a circumstantial evidence. So unless the witnesses come before the court of law, they can be no. Sometimes the witnesses cannot come. Under the CPC, CRPC, under the scheme of section 91 in CRPC and order 16, order 18, how witnesses come before the court? They have statements. So statement by persons who cannot be called as witnesses. Either they are dead and gone. A dead person's statement, how can you record it? Number one. A person may be out of India. in a maybe remote village, unable to come, crippled, he cannot come. देखिए इनके स्टेटमेंट कैसे रिकॉर्ड होते हैं यहाँ पे, उनके डायरीज में क्या लिखा हुआ है. उन्होंने they have made statement to the neighbor, their wife and children before the act, before the statement. Will में क्या लिखा है, recital में क्या लिखा है. So they all come into picture. Remember this, how to prove the statement of persons who cannot come, persons who are dead, and people who are unable to come to court, being prevented for a reason, B reason, some physical incapacity, distant, territorial distant, being, or of course nowadays we have got video conferencing. There are some places you do not have any connectivity. How do you do that? आ जाइए 32. Cases in which statement of relevant fact by person who is dead or cannot be found, etc., is relevant. Statements written or verbal, mean oral statement be, of relevant fact made by a person who is dead or who cannot be found or who has become incapable of giving evidence, or whose attendance cannot be procured without an amount of delay or expenses, which under the circumstance of the case appear to the court unreasonable or relevant fact in the following cases. So normally hearsay evidence is not admissible. तीसरे आदमी ने क्या बोला admissible. Even a dead person's evidence cannot consideration. But this section permits those statements. Let us see. Number 1. 32(1). When it relates to the cause of death, ये section हमने बहुत discuss किए. Again, for the sake of repetition, I will again repeat it. When the statement is made by a person as to the cause of his death, or as to any of the circumstances of the transaction which resulted in his death, or in cases in which the cause of his person's death comes into question. So that example I gave it to you many times. At the civil dispute between A and B, the neighbors, A invites B for dinner to his place, settle the matter. It may be a remote village. And before going for joining dinner, he tells wife, our opponent has called for dinner to resolve the controversy. I'm going, I'll come back to you, so and so. So he has informed where is he going. The wife knows, the family knows. And the reason why is he going also knows. Then he goes and has dinner, whatever may be. Then he never came back. Tomorrow morning, next day morning, his dead body was found. So whatever he had stated to his wife, nobody has seen how he was killed. So the statement of the wife and family members that he had gone to the village of our opponent with whom we are having a civil litigation, he had called us for dinner. So this is the hearsay statement. What she is saying, this is what my husband told me. समझे ना आप? So her evidence becomes admissible here because this is relating to the circumstances of the transaction. Transaction here means the transaction of going and having a dinner because he wanted to explore the possibility of settlement. That transaction ultimately resulted in his death. Then the police will investigate the matter. Police will call for the autopsy report. Police will hold the inquest report. पंचनामा hold करेगा. Body में क्या poison दिया गया था? Chopper से मारा गया था क्या? So that will take care. Here the statement of the wife, who is a third party, will be admissible, though they are hearsay, because the person who dead is gone. So whatever he had said prior to death are admissible. Similarly, in a hospital, a lorry knocked out a man, he is gone to hospital. So he tells the nurse or a doctor, ask him, kaise ho gaya? So that lorry number so and so, motorbike so and so knocked me down. Then the man dies after 2 hours. So the statement made to the doctor prior to death are admissible under section 32, though they are hearsay in the nature, the third party. Isn't it? So they may also, you may say that here, they are in the nature of a confession which are extrajudicial. समझे ना आप? At the time, he had no No, the fact that he was been knocked down. But in the case of the wife and the husband and the wife had no clue he will be killed. But that is called circumstances relating to transaction. So she is competent to give evidence. She will relate the reason, and there's a motive for preparation. There's a conduct here on the part of the accused in inviting and administering poison or killing, throwing the dead body. So circumstantial evidence, the court will draw inference to use this statement. Then such statements are relevant whether the person who made them was or not at the time when they were made under the expectation of death. So at the time when a husband wed, he had no expectation he will die. So that statement become admissible, and whatever may have been the nature of the proceeding in which the cause of the death comes into question. And maybe nature of the proceeding in which. So similarly, the gentleman who was giving a statement to the nurse and the police officer, he may be under, may not be under the expectation of death. So the statement becomes admissible in whatever nature the proceeding. So the matter may go to the police under section 304A, accident death. They may be admissible. So they may be proceeding under the motor accident tribunal for claiming damages. So they can be used. Please note that. Yep. In Bombay City, at near VT, you got motor accident tribunal. When accident take place, how the accident took place. A man said that deceased person was a working man. He was drawing a salary of 1 lakh, and he was a young man of 35, 37. And the court will take into consideration his salary for 20 years, 30 years, and children ko dekhi uske andar. So insurance company, the motor knockdown, whether insurance company or the driver driving, owner driving, take it to consideration. So the court will take into consideration the statement of the person he made to the hospital in the police information, the first information report. So in both the proceeding, it can be used. It just cannot be used in criminal proceeding. It can be used in civil proceeding, quasi-judicial proceeding, claiming damages in civil proceeding. It can be used anywhere. Okay, that is 32(1). Boliye, any question?
Sir, if the driver is driving, the owner is not responsible, no?
If the driver is driving, the owner is very much responsible. Servant and master relationship come into play. The master is accountable for the acts of a servant. भूल गए क्या आपने?
Vicarious liability.
Yes.
Vicarious, yeah.
पढ़े ना law of tort के अंदर?
Yes, sir. But criminal charges will go on the master.
Not in criminal. In the law of tort for claiming damages under from the motor accident tribunal. In the case of criminal cases, you cannot send the master to the jail. You can only send the driver to jail under section 304 of the IPC for causing accident death. Like Salman Khan caused the death of so many people by driving rashly and negligently. You cannot send Salman Khan's father to jail if he is found guilty. समझे ना आप?
Yes, sir.
This is only for calculation of the compensation, no sir, in tort.
Compensation can be awarded, and his children will not go because the criminal proceeding, in case a person dies, the criminal proceeding abate. Because unlike the civil cases, a criminal prosecution will abate. Of course, the heirs have a right to conduct the proceeding for the purpose of conviction. For the purpose of going to jail, family members cannot be told you go to jail instead of your father. Like the civil cases, can the order 22 rule 1, 2, 4 and 9, civil liability can be fastened upon the children. That is section 51 of the Code of Civil Procedure, 52, isn't it? But whereas in CRPC, the prosecution, when a person dies, the accused person, the criminal offense abate. The proceeding may not abate. Proceeding may go on. The heirs can make application. We would like to continue the proceeding. Our father, husband died, but we would like to continue the proceeding and see to it that the accused person goes to jail. समझे ना आप? Whatever may be, we want to prove that a person is guilty of defamation charge. A false defamation charge is made. When a person dies, the defamation doesn't die. Children may say that we would like to continue. We want to prove that the charge is false. That you may continue with it. Okay.
Yes, so in that Salman Khan example, his father will be liable for all the damages?
Not at all. Certainly not. In a civil case, yes. In a
Yes.
civil case is filed, the father liable, but in a criminal case, the father is not liable. Now, the criminal case has been rightly struck down by the Supreme Court, by the High Court, on the ground that here there was no evidence against Salman Khan because the statement made by the police officer are not admissible under Section 33. When I am dealing with 33, I will take up the case of Salman Khan. Okay? That will come.
Okay, sir.
Okay. 32 खत्म करेंगे आज. 32(2) में आ जाइए. Okay, yeah. Number 2. Statement relevant to the fact of that person, number 1, made in the course of the business. A statement of a dead person or witnesses made in the course of a business. ये तो कल ही सीखे हमने, isn't it? Yesterday only I made some judgment. When the statements were made by a person in the ordinary course of business, and in particular, when it consists of an entry, memorandum made by him in the books kept by the ordinary course of business, or in discharge of the profession, duty, or an acknowledgement written, signed by him in receipt of the money, goods, securities, properties, kind of the document used in commerce, written, signed by him, or date or letter or document, usually even written. So normally a dead person's writings cannot be proved. Even the books of account cannot be proved. But if he dies and goes, the books of account maintained by him, the heirs can file on the ground that year, my father had mentioned in the books of account that he is liable to pay so much amount, he is able to receive so much amount. The books of account entry will be admissible under Section 34. Kal padha aapne. Entries in the books of account, including maintained in the electronic record when relevant. Isn't it? So, statements made by a person in the will, how they become admissible. Something a person written about in the family code, in the diary is maintainable. Then I mentioned to you, for the purpose of admission, only the statement which go against him are admission. When he dies, they go against him are admissible. But the statement which says that here, I am entitled to receive or I am a great person, they are not admission. But he will be entitled to file cases on the basis of the entries. The heirs can recover money if he says that I had given a loan of 1 crore to my best friend, and he interest-free rent or interest with interest of 2%, and he dies. The children may say that here my father had given loan. This is a statement under 32(2), read with Section 34 of the Evidence Act. This statement is regularly maintained. My father used to maintain regularly, they write a diary and the books of account. These entries are reflected. Even in the income tax return, they are reflected. So you have a right to use that statement of your dead father, grandfather, and recover the money. And whatever is mentioned, of course, the dead person cannot be brought back alive, but his statement become admissible for the purpose of a recovery or for the purpose of proving a statement under the law. Okay, 3 पे आ जाइए. Or against the interest of maker. So यहाँ पे, when the statement is against the pecuniary or proprietary interest of a person making it, or when it is would expose him to a criminal prosecution to the suit. So for the purpose of 32(2), you have to show the books of account for recovery of the money. 32, that is that the money recovered. But for the purpose of the proving that admission against him, 32(3), meaning if he writes that in the even if without the books of account, if your father, grandfather says in the books of account, I have taken a loan of rupees 1 lakh rupees from my friend, which I will pay in the course of my time, and he dies. Your friend, your father must have sent a copy to him. See that, मैं लिख के रखा हूं, acknowledgement of liability. So your father's friend can use that diary against you for recovery of the money. That's a statement which goes against you. You cannot take up the plea by father dead and gone. It cannot be used. So it is an admission on the part of your father in the diary maintained by him. It can be used. So any person who dies, who records a statement, maybe a letter. He wrote a letter to his friend. Yes, I accept. Thank you very much for giving me the loan. I am unable to pay owing to certain circumstances, which I undertake to pay after 3-4 years, or maybe within 2 years. Give me some time. So that is a statement under 32(2), admission. That will go against his interest. समझे ना आप? Number 4 में आ जाइए. Or give opinion as to public right, custom, matter of general interest. dead person is giving statement. Huh? When the statement gives the opinion of any such person as to the existence of any right, as any public right, custom, or matter, public general interest, or existence of which is existed, he would have been likely to be aware. And when such a statement was made, before any controversy as to right, custom, matter be arisen. So you learned now yesterday only, under section 13, evidence can be led to prove certain customs and usages, isn't it? हम पढ़े आपने, read with section 48 के अंदर, the people who are senior citizens, experts with regard to customs, maybe gram panchayat mein, in the matter of custody of a children, the school record can be proved to that year. So similarly here, the certain people who are expert, say somebody who is a good archaeologist of the village, he maintains a record. ये particular यहाँ पे particular mountain था, यहाँ पे particular sculpture था, so and so king has done so and so thing. These are all official historical records that can be proved. There was a custom existed. There was a river under which there was a temple. People are worshipping. Every year they come in congregation. So when you prove a particular custom, the writings of experts which are maintained, Kalidas ke writing, can be used to show that here he was a scholar and he had written so and so. He spoke about so and so custom existed in a particular community, and so gentleman who is an expert with regard to adoption of children, he wrote that in India, in a particular community in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, custom existed that a child even of the year 25 can be adopted, female can be adopted, even a person having children can be adopted. If that is there, you can prove this custom, taking record to 32.4, with regard there's a custom existing in the family, in the community, in the clan here. So there is the Evidence Act has kept the wide open. It is not just one direct evidence admissible, secondary evidence admissible, or documentary. यहाँ पे कितने लोगों का floodgates are open. Only you should be able to lay your hand and read it here. So many types of evidence come on record. You should be able to dig it and place it on record before the court of law. When especially when you are drafting a plain and written statement, you must bear in mind all these provisions. Okay? Now,
Sir, 32.4 will override Family Act, sir. Family laws.
Family law के अंदर if a custom is mentioned silent है, you can use this.
Okay.
The family laws में certain thing, everything may not be there. Whatever laws are there will go by law. Here the statement of the person, the law may be there. You have to prove the existence of a particular fact, particular custom. You take up the plea that I have a easementary right to go through the land of A and B to worship in a temple, which A and B are objecting, isn't it? You may say that there is a, from time immemorial, there's a custom existing. There's a Hindu deity there. There's a Lord Krishna, a Lord Ayyappa. People have been traveling. Even the houses may be belonging to Christian or Muslims, but they have been, for centuries, they have been giving permission to allow. There is no reason they should stop it. So such contention can be taken up. In Kerala, and Haji Malang is one of the examples. In Kalyan, where the Hindus are the trustees of the Haji Malang Baba, the Targi. They know that here. And many of the Mutawalis are Muslim Pathan from Afghanistan. And there are Pandits and Brahmins who are the trustees here. And people in lakhs go and throng there and pay and worship. And Sai Baba from Shirdi, he is a saint who came all the way from Iran. And he is a Sufi saint who was born and brought up as a Muslim and tradition. But he professed humanity. And everybody worship him. People cannot say that only particular community can worship. Everybody loves him. Everybody want to worship him. So there's a custom and usage laid down here. And the saint, similarly, is the case of Nizamuddin Awliya of Delhi, the saint. Similarly, the Tirupati temple, Venkateshwara, there's a saint or temple, as well as there's a Bibi Hassan who took training, supposed to be, there's a belief, the custom in Tirupati that the Lord Venkateshwara took training from a lady who was a Muslim saint daughter. That is her saint, Dargah is there. People go there. So they don't stop the entry of Muslims or non-Hindus. Everybody is welcome. So the customs are existing. So in India, you have so many communities, so many creeds, everybody follows. That is why there is harmony by and large and peace here, because people coexist following the rules of custom. And we certain people try to disrupt it, unfortunately. That is unfortunate. But the rulers have been both Hindus and Muslims and Parsis and Christian, everybody here. So this is a community where such kinds of the customs and usages are prevailing, which you can lead evidence in that regard. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
if the special law provides to the contrary to this provision, which law will prevail?
जी बोलिए contrary क्या?
If the special law provides to the contrary of this provision of IEA, then which provision will prevail?
Normally, the special law always overrides the general law. Huh?
Okay.
But I don't think any special law has forbidden customs and usages in India.
Okay.
Almost
Okay.
all the special law, Hama Act में check कीजिए आप, Hindu Adoption Act is a special law for adoption. It tells you if there's a custom and usage in the family, you can take adoption at any stage. There is no bar. There is a custom and usage is always given importance in India in all legislation. That is why Section 13 of the Evidence Act clearly says that. Okay.
So even 60, 70-year-old people can be adopted, sir?
Yes. That is the, if you are taking care of them, if your custom, if your family permits here, there is no bar as such. That is the custom is laid. If you are doing a humanitarian act, the court will welcome it, according to me. Yeah. Item number 5 पे आ जाइए. और relax क्या ना? Opinion हो गया. Next is item number 5. Or relates to existence of relationship. Relationship is very important. When statement relate to the existence of any relationship of blood, marriage, adoption between persons as to who relationship of blood, marriage, adoption, person making statement had special means, knowledge when statements are made before the question or dispute are raised. So here, these statements made in the will, of course, will show the relationship. The statements made in the adoption deed will also show relationship. The statements made in the HUF document will also show relationship. When a person sought to be adopted, his adoption is disputed, you can prove the school record. Go to this headmaster from where you studied, from how your stepfather, your adopted father had made statement, that you can bring the statement. That will show the relationship. So naturally, the will of your grandfather, forefather, and the waqf deed or the deed of a private settlement, trust deed which has been made by your grandfather, settlement of the family members, that will show the relationship, isn't it? So all the documents, old documents can be, succession document can be seen. From where you are migrated, all the document can be shown. Yeah. So in India, almost everybody, we are strangers. Either people have migrated from even the Aryans are supposed to be people come from abroad, isn't it? So it's a mixture. It is so everybody can show that here we are landed from so and so culture, so and so, and this is the custom prevailing in our community. And if relationship is disputed, this is the document. So normally, in the court of law, when relationship is sought, when suit is filed, whether A is the wife of B or not, whether A is the son of so and so or not, whether the brother, sister or not. So relationship are disputed. A tenant will take up the plea. No, the defendant, the owner of the property had no issue, and he had created a tenancy in my favor lifelong, or he bequeathed to the property to me. He gave me a deed of gift. He had no relation. The plaintiff is a fictitious person, fraudulent person. Then he can lead evidence showing the family history. He may say, take up the plea that you see the deed of trust. Under the deed of trust created by my grandfather, my father's name, grandfather's name, my name, everybody's name is mentioned. So to show connecting relationship, existed a relationship, you can rely upon old record. That is why record under Section 90 of the Evidence Act, a document which is Section 90 खोलिए आपने, 30-year-old document can be taken on record. आपने पढ़े ना आपने? The court may presume that a document which is presumption to be document of 30 years is taken on record. The court normally doesn't dispute it. पुराना record है, it has to be true. So the court may presume that 30-year-old document is correct. So a latitude is given, indulgence is given to the parties to prove the old documents. Normally reliance is given. Of course, other side can take up the plea that it is fabricated, it is fraudulent, it is fictitious. That you have to lead evidence in rebuttal. Okay? There is no bar. Is that clear now relationship? Now aa jaiye. 6 mein aa jaiye. Or is made in will or deed relating to family affair. So 5 and 6 is mere repetition. See? Deed, relationship. Yeah, is made will or deed relating to family affair. When the statement relating to existence of any relationship by blood, marriage, or adoption between the person deceased and is made in a will, deed relating to affairs and family with such registered document belonging to family pedigree upon the tombstone family portrait of other things on the which statement usually made of such statements before. So 32(5) is a general provision, 32(6) is a special provision. So under this here, you are in possession of a will. You are in possession of a tomb of your grandfather, where the year of death is mentioned, which clan is mentioned. There may be a dispute about the death of the person. He never died on so and so in year. You may rely upon from the tomb which is in the graveyard. यहाँ पे लिखा गया है. Take a photograph. Appoint a commissioner. Let the court go and go record evidence. मालूम पड़ेगा. The date may be in dispute. His full name may be in dispute. That can be taken. So, if relationship in dispute, the will made, the registered will which has been made, will not lie. A registered document is presumed to be correct under the provisions of the Registration Act and also under the provisions of the Indian Evidence Act. So, such document, the Evidence Act takes into consideration both registered and unregistered document. Registration Act clearly says that if a document is unregistered, it is presumed to be correct. Of course, it is. If it is illegal, not correct, the onus is upon the defendant to prove it. Okay. Then 7 पे आ जाइए. In documents relating to transactions mentioned in 13, clause A. See, clause 13A में आ जाइए फिर, that is relating to evidence of अभी पढ़े हमने customs. That is facts relevant to right to custom in question. Any transaction with the right of custom was created, claimed, modified, recognized. So 32(7) is a special provision, whereas 32(4) is a general provision. More or less repetition किया गया. Two provisions, you are allowed to lead evidence with regard to that here when you are proving a family custom. Okay. Last में आ जाइए. Or made by several persons, any a person, and expressing feeling relevant to matter in question. Made by several person. Several person feeling, that is like section 6. Res geste. Several people, dead persons who had mentioned, unke statement record gaya historically. What happened in a coup? What happened in a particular revolution? These are statements of the soldiers, statement of the civilians, statements of the darbaris. They all can be proved using those old books. Now let us see the illustration which will come. After illustration, what is the time now?
Sir, it's
5 minutes past 8.
Ji?
8 o'clock, sir.
Shall we take after a break or shall we continue?
Yes, sir. Let's take a break, sir.
One small break, then we'll take the completion of 32, then 33 complete करता हूँ with Salman Khan case. Okay?
Okay, sir.
33
Okay,
खत्म करता हूँ. With illustration, there are too many, we'll cover it up here. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay,
So
sir.
have a nice break.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.